1. Here we go, guys. You guys seeing this live? Thank you so much. If you're seeing it after, even better. Or both. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump. There's no better or both. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. We have, Moto Stars video. This one we saw in a Moto Madness or Chaos Rider, so we can kind of skip that one.
We will start with a situation.
He always talks.
This rider in almost an instant went into some very difficult weather conditions.
Weather conditions. Ooh, got a little bit of sun, or not sun, a little bit of snow, a little bit of hail. Road surface hazards when it comes to, there it is. Loss of traction. He's going to slide and slide and slide. So what can we do to prevent, or try our best to prevent something like this?
I'm good.
Okay, we talked about this briefly before. This is an older video. Remember, Moto Stars and Moto Madness Chaos Riders also just kind of find each other. Sometimes there's different ones. So we're coming up to here. We're gonna, don't ride. Yeah, don't ride when it's like this. I wouldn't either. But some people have to, and that's kind of where we're at. Some people have to. So we're gonna be in orange stage. We're coming up to an intersection. Plus, it's a hazardous situation. Okay, we're locating that this is hazardous. We have ice on the ground, traction loss issues, hypothermia issues. Our body could be too cold. Tires start getting cold. Brakes get cold. Everything starts getting cold. It's not functioning as well. Hands are cold, so then the dexterity to actually do stuff and reach for that front brake can get worse. Lots of issues. So this is a hazardous situation. The best thing that we can do is just slow it down. So if it's let's say it's a 50-mile-an-hour road, let's go 40. Who cares? Let's go 40. So just kind of like constantly work sub-maximally of what we're trying to do here. And then we're going to have a better total stopping distance. Okay, he's looking up. Oh, crap. Things are coming down hard. So we have to be able to perceive the turns, perceive our braking, perceive our acceleration a little bit earlier. Give ourselves some more time, slow down and be smooth with everything. Smooth on the turning, smooth on braking, smooth on acceleration. This is a situation where we're going to have to just really kind of lower it down, okay? It's not what we want to do, but it's what we're going to have to do. And with a good skill set, you're able to modulate your inputs. Oh, we lost a little bit of traction. Rear tire is not going to be good. At this point, we're kind of screwed. We're going to try our best to slow it down. Thankfully, it's green. I know we want to turn right, probably to turn off. But if we can't make this right turn because we don't have enough distance to slow down safely, then just go through the light and go to the next turn. But right here, it's like we lost traction completely, kind of screwed. And then we're going to go ahead and do it in high side and hit the ground. This is why we wear full gear. Acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case something like this happens. We got to move on, though. We got to move on because we've seen this one before. Don't want to redo it. But look how far he slid. Look what the ground looked like beforehand.
I'm good.
Here we go. A chic. Orange stage. Got a little bit of a panic mode. Whoa, he just blew up and got on fire. Anyways, a little bit of a panic. We got orange stage coming through here. Okay, we have a vehicle, side of the vehicle. You guys know what we needed to be doing here. Let's not accelerate through. Let's let them in. Law of gross tonnage. Roll off the throttle. Apply some progressive braking. Do what we need to do. We applied a little bit too much rear brake. Okay, so we accelerated, possibly put too much rear brake, or even just accelerated too much. Either way, remember, we need traction for turning. Okay, he didn't have enough traction on that rear tire for turning because he might have used a lot of that traction for acceleration or a lot of that traction for a lot of rear brake. Either way, that rear tire slid out. Thankfully, he grabbed some traction. He did a little bit of an Akira slide, got back up, and now he's fine, and he blew up. All right, let's move on to the next one. Check your blind spots before merging. Okay, so we're in the first available lane. This person is going to be switching over more than likely because that's what he's kind of indicating. Why fight for the lane, though? Because he wants to use the air horn that he just bought for $200 and hasn't been able to put it on a Moto Stars video yet. So here we go. We're coming up to here. There's the indicator. Okay, we see the indicator. Let's just go ahead and roll off the throttle. Where are we going? What do we need to do? Why do we have to get to where we need to go pretty quick? Right? We have an intersection coming up. That's what I see. I see that we're going to be going in orange stage pretty soon. And I know how GoPros work. This looks like it's super view. So that intersection is actually a little bit closer than what we can see. And that means we're a little bit closer than we can see on this vehicle. So we see this right here. Roll off the throttle. Get some engine braking going on. Maybe even do a little bit of progressive braking. Let's not worry about it too much. And let them in. He sees that this is happening right here. You don't see any hand on that front brake. He just wanted to use that horn. Look forward. You got an intersection coming up. Or, well, railroad. To me, it feels like an intersection. I mean, there's something that could happen. And then we just switch lanes. You know how much of an issue this would have been if he just let this person go to the left and he goes to the right? 'Cause we're gonna switch lanes anyways. Ay, ay, ay. Happy green 55. Here we go. Intersection. We've seen this one. The guy blows through the red light, almost T-bones. Typical BMW rider. Driver, whatever. Anyways, malevolence.
That the rider from the opposite came to the conclusion that riding through
Got a left turn. We're
might be perfectly normal.
got a right. Whoa!
Dude.
We got a dum-dum motorcycle rider. He was going to cut through that. He was going to cut through that on his motorcycle. You see how he didn't see it until last second? Take a look.
That
So we're coming through here. We're coming through here.
riding roads in that
Not a big deal.
perfectly normal.
Okay, it didn't look like it there. It looked like he was trying to dodge it, but once we go into slow motion, let's go even slower than this. Take a look at the body position of this motorcycle rider. Perfectly aligned with the motorcycle. He's like going through it. He's utilizing both lanes like it's one lane. As soon as he sees, you see how the bike's starting to stand up? As soon as he sees the green bike, he tries to stand the bike up, but his body doesn't change. What does that mean to you? Is that more like a little bit of a new rider, or more of somebody going into a panic and like, oh, I got to move the bike, but then they stayed right there? New rider and a panic. So this rider right here, absolutely stupid. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I did, because it's true. Dumb rider. We are lucky as the guy with the Kawasaki. We didn't do anything though. We didn't swerve right. We also didn't do anything. So we're very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. This is why we need to wear full gear. But also motorcycle riders are idiots too. And he probably took off from this spot right here. He probably was just racing around, went wide, and just did some stupid stuff. But we need to be paying attention. Here we go. Moving on to the next. Going a little bit fast. It's a little bit sped up. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is the one where he drops the bike on his buddy. We're going to go ahead and skip this one.
Beautiful.
We'll just watch it happen.
What's up?
Turn off the bike next time. Turn off the bike next time. Angry D has an ex-wife named Happy K. She does not miss him. Aw. My ex-wives don't miss me either, so.
Something broke out.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. All right, having some fun, Nacho.
Behavior of the driver who intentionally lets the biker pass and immediately blocks him on purpose.
120 kilometers per hour, I'm assuming. This person switches lanes. Okay. Just because you're honking the horn, they're not moving away quick enough, doesn't mean they're doing this on purpose. It means they're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's that little itty bitty, like, he's like, is my car, like, is something going on with my car? No, it's your little baby little electric horn on your motorcycle not doing nothing. Food is getting cold. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Guys, can we get some rookies to grab some of these and throw them in the oven real quick? Yeah, I appreciate it. They're saying it's getting a little cold. Yeah, so Battle of the Meek. Yeah.
Lets the biker pass.
So we're coming up to here.
Blocks
We
him.
can't be fighting for our lane. Okay, so this person switches lanes for whatever reason. Maybe they're coming around the corner and they see that little itty bitty white car up ahead. They're like, I want to get in that lane. They switch over. So one thing that's really going to be helpful is you hear the horn being honked right here. That was his first initial. Look how quick he is to that, while he's still getting to his front brake. We need to be getting to that front brake a little bit more, a little bit better. He did smash it, but his finger's kind of in the way, and hopefully ABS kicks in on that one because we need to do something. We need to do some progressive braking. Handled it, did it well. Go ahead and increase your your space cushion, because remember, part of planning our ride is positioning for safety. We need to have a space cushion. Right now, this space cushion is nothing. We don't have a space cushion. We need to get ourselves out of there. So roll off that throttle. At these speeds, that person's going to continue going. And if you drop even 5 miles an hour because you rolled off the throttle, they're going to be much further away. We got to do something outside of just honking the horn, hoping they either speed up or move over to give you your space cushion back. Take your space cushion back by actually rolling off that throttle. Lance, exactly. All right, here we go. Oh! Oh, hit a person. Hit a person. Person decided to run. Oof. 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 MT03 ABS saving the previous guy. Yep, probably. So he's walking. Looks like he got up. Oh, 2 people. This is what. Time to rescue. This is why we wear full gear, but we also can protect everyone else. You know, at least their lives. You know, we need to remain calm, ensure our own safety, stop any major bleeds, and quickly assess the severity. We have some ways to assess the severity, but just imagine if you had any type of bleeding control. The person that got hit, unconscious, just completely unconscious. And then we're also, you know, I mean, who doesn't matter at this point. This emergency situation doesn't matter who's at fault. It matters, can we all kind of walk away from this? You know, like quite literally, can we walk away from this? And so what we need, I mean, who's at fault? The pedestrian. I mean, the pedestrian's at fault. Look, they were there. Oh, wait a second. Is this a thief? Was that a thief? No, I mean, I don't want to say it was. I think it might have been a thief. Take a look. It's like, I'll put it in slow motion. It looks like the person runs up to the other person, grabs something, and then tries to run back. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. We'll slow it down. Do 25%. Looks. Watch him. There's somebody else. It looks like they grabbed right there. Looks like he grabbed this person's something and then took off. Let's go and take a look. I think we're doing a full-on reconstructive something minority reporting this thing. Let's take a look. It's a thief. It looks like a thief. Grab something. Looks like a bag snatch. Yeah. Oh no, but this person got screwed up though. Take a look. Yeah, look, you can see it from the far right. Look it on the far right. Watch the far right. Now, I think that's a thief. Who knows? Anyways, let's move on. When karma travels at 30 miles per hour. Oh. Quote of the day, Travis. Let's take a look at this one. Corners. Orange stage. You saw the caution sign right there. We went a little wide. Not a big deal. And then we dumped the bike because we're on the gravel and we're trying to make a turn. Went too wide. Slow speed dump. Scratch 83. We should be orange stage going through this intersection. Watch out for this merger. What the heck? Should not have been there. Thankfully, you got a quad lock. Melbourne Motor.
This rider were the low speed and the quick reaction. This
Lane filtering, orange stage.
Can be.
Hey, good job with the progressive braking. Great job. Great job. What did we see there? What do we see? So right now, take a look at what we got. Take a look at what we got. We have good line of sight. Because remember, we're planning a ride. We have good line of sight. We could see super far down, right? Well, part of positioning for safety is finding that line of sight, making sure we have really good line of sight. And I keep saying line of sight because line of sight is very important. Make sure you have a great line of sight. Also, a space cushion to the left, right, and forward and backwards. Well, lane filtering, we don't have a good space cushion to the left and right, but we have a decent one up front. So here's the line of sight, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, space cushions left and right. Our escape paths, we can't swerve left and right. Our escape paths are in front or behind us. How can we go behind us? We can't. But what we can do is prevent ourselves from going forward quicker by applying some deceleration. So progressive braking and acceleration to get ourselves out of things. So we're in a pretty hazardous situation. So part of planning your ride is locating hazardous situations. Lane filtering is a hazardous situation. Is it a dangerous? Do you notice how there's nothing that says danger? You know, motorcycle riding is dangerous, but we're talking about hazardous situations. So riding a motorcycle on a perfectly, kept road, no traffic whatsoever, no wind. It's overcast, but it's still sunny enough, and there's no water coming down. It's not hazardous. It's what it is. Now, if you have cars and kids and, a hurricane coming, hazardous situation. Here, hazardous situation. That's what it is. We need to be assessing relevant threats. Okay, so what we need to be doing when it comes to locating hazardous situations, we're prepped and ready, orange stage. And we do know some patterns. When we see it in the chat right now, Z, Cool, and Taz, open lane, open lane, open lane, all these things, right? We do have patterns and common things when it comes to lane filtering is when there's a gap anywhere like in front of people where a car could make it, or if somebody's nose is kind of close, or you're coming up to a merge section, people want to switch, right? Rexy, Moto, and Chuckler. Open lane.
Only things which save this
That's an open lane. Somebody can get in, but there's no vehicle here.
ride
Okay.
were the low speed and the quick
Look at this big open lane in the van. Okay, big open lane. Anybody can switch into there.
reaction.
Brake lights, okay.
Just
You notice how he switched over? Good position for safety. Okay, we could have stayed right here. We could have been accelerating super fast, but he switched over.
speeding can be.
He sees this. He sees the person doing the indicator. There's an open lane. Already reaching for that front brake instead of applying the horn and rev bombing. Applying the brakes. Did a great job with the progressive braking. So this person was paying attention. They were in orange stage. And they located this hazardous situation and navigated it. Very good. Very good. But you see that tire turn. Exactly, Rexy Moto. You can see the tire turn. They have an indicator. And there's an open space. Those are like... The van did a great job too, right? They at least indicated. But we handled this easier. We would have crashed into the back of this vehicle, the side of the vehicle, or whatever it is, or had to do a crazy swerve if we were speeding. So at the end of the day, what can we learn from this? Don't speed, because when you're having to do an emergency braking, you can actually stop in time. So great job, Melbourne Motorcycle Camera Channel. Didn't punch a mirror, nothing. Oh, there's more. Another open lane, another open lane, another open lane. Okay, moving on. Oh, indicator. Open lane pattern. Look at that. This lane was slow, this lane was moving. Same thing. Deviant rider. Okay, watch out. Now we're speeding through the lane filtering. Thankfully, we saw it ahead of time, applied some progressive braking, got ourselves out of that. We're going to move on. Don't worry about it. This happens, dude. Watch out for this open lane pattern. Look at this. It's an open lane pattern, too. You just went through one thing. Doesn't mean another vehicle can't do something. Get yourself in the right mindset. Another lane filtering situation? No, not really. That's a normal situation. We're in the right lane. This guy's getting pissed that he's switching to the left. Oh, Mr. Danny Toma, he does own the road. Oh, the motorcyclist owns the road. He does, right? He absolutely, okay. So he has the title and everything to the road. Okay. Lane filtering, high rate of speed, 70 something. And we almost get clipped. And we did get clipped. Look at the mirror. Look at the mirror. He's the mayor. Okay. So take a look at this. What's the pattern that we got here? What's the pattern? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Got super lucky. Super open pattern, Chuckler. Exactly. Open pattern. You know why his phone fell off, everybody? Get yourself a quad law link in the description. Ooh, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? Animal or vehicle? Side of the vehicle. Okay, we had a potato as a camera. Can't really see much. Moving on. BSB dig. Whoa, dog. What's up with all these dogs? There's like 4 or 5 dogs. Is this a dog park? I wonder if it's the cyclists' dogs and they decided to take off since they don't know what the hell is going on and they're not humans. Side of the dog. Handled it, didn't panic. Yago Dev. All right. This is not a safe spot. Driving fast. Rain. Come on, guys. You know what we're doing here. We're not planning a ride. Vinny Moto vlog. Okay. What's the pattern, guys? This is what we talk about all the time. We see, you know, if we're recognizing the same things over and over again when it comes to motorcycle crashes and close calls, it means that there's either people not paying attention and learning from these mistakes, or they're not watching this channel. I think they're just not watching this channel, right, Chuckler? Exactly. Open lane, Heisman, open lane. Take a look at this one. Just take a look. We have a long line on the right lane. So this lane looks terrible. It's like, no, we're not going to do it. We don't like this one. It's a terrible lane. We want to switch lanes ourselves. Screw this one. What lane are we currently in? We're in the right lane. Okay, we're in the right lane. So if we're in the right lane and we decided, hey, we're going to switch over because this lane looks stupid. I don't like it. It's a big open lane. I'm sorry, it's a big long line. This is an open lane. Let's go ahead and get into this lane. What do you think everyone else is doing? And now we're pissed at them. Yeah, we could get hit, right? We're in the lane now, so we can honk. We did the same exact thing. If we're doing the same thing, fully anticipate somebody else doing the same thing. And so if we can anticipate that, we're going to see this pattern. We're going to get into orange stage. We're going to cover our brakes. We're going to do progressive braking if we need to. We're going to have a better plan when it comes to our ride. So when we position ourselves for safety, we can move ourselves over. We don't have an escape path to the left because we have the curb. We can only really accelerate, decelerate. So if we're coming into an open lane pattern like this, maybe we should do it slower if we don't have good escape paths. Sound sleeper, not gonna lie, probably saved your life multiple times. I'm glad. That's awesome. Stupid deer, get out of here. All right, Mitchie, here we go. Sharp right turn coming up ahead. Hopefully you can make it. We got some gravel on the road. Woo! Lost a little traction there, little guy. Lost a little traction. Most of these scenarios are due to high speeds of the rider. Just slow down a little. And Chili, exactly. And this is actually a good example of this person actually going kind of slow, right? Like going pretty slow. And so like imagine like somebody on a sport bike. It doesn't really matter what kind of bike. Imagine somebody on a motorcycle going faster in this scenario. And so the simple fact that this person was going slow, even if they did dump the bike, it wouldn't have been as bad. Yeah, it should make sense. It's not as bad. But since he was going slow enough, it grabbed a little bit of traction. It was able to get back up. He didn't get high side and get launched off. He was about the high side. But this is a great example of going slow and then hitting some gravel in the turn and actually not crashing. So he's slowing down enough. He'll see the brakes. He's looking through the turn. And there's gravel. Lost some traction. Rear tire went out. So we started doing a low side. And that's the beginning of a high side right there. You see how it kind of launched him a little bit? But we're going so slow that it just grabbed traction again. And he's moving on. But he would have been over here. He would have been way out of here. He would have been in the field. He did a great job. So this is an example of going slow and still having a close call. So when we talk about crashes, When we talk about crashes, we talk about multiple different close call factors, multiple crash factors coming together. So if you're just speeding on on the interstate, just speeding, okay, that's just one factor. Nothing really gonna happen. Okay, cool. Same example. You're speeding. You're going 100 miles an hour on the interstate. Just by itself, probably not gonna cause any problems. But now you got road surface hazards. Maybe still won't cause any problems. Now you got road surface hazards, like let's say a little bit of gravel, but you're still cruising through at 100 miles an hour. So that's 2 close call factors, 2 crash factors involved. Now let's say a third one is a vehicle merges in front of you, you have to swerve. But now you're going 100 miles an hour, you have gravel on the ground, and you have to swerve, right, John Marston? And now what? Now you possibly could crash because you have to use traction for your swerve, but your speed is taking away traction, the gravel on the ground's traction. Now let's say there's wind, a side wind. Now let's say that there's rain on the ground. Now, so you start adding all these things together. So when it comes to this situation right here, this rider had gravel on the ground and a corner, but he didn't have speed as the factor. So let's remove as many of these factors as we possibly can to where, yeah, maybe there's 1 or 2 that we have, but it's not going to be 4 or 5 because that 4th and 5th one could cause us to crash if it adds together. Here we go. ZPD survival. Watch out for animals. This looks like an animal place. Animal place. Of course, there's animals everywhere. Did a good job. Handled it. Saw it coming.
The
Bike bear.
Switches several lanes at once without any signaling, thus
Is this a Can-Am?
in this rider's patience.
This is a trike. Switch over. Okay. Roll off the throttle. No, it doesn't look like it's not a trike, but it looks like it. Good job with the stabilization on the camera. Really good job. Was that it? I was kind of waiting for it to happen. Okay, we're switching over. Roll off the throttle, apply the brakes, progressive braking. Okay. Whoa, intersection. You guys know what we should be doing. Let's go back to this. This is the line of sight right here. Look at line of sight problem, right? Now we have line of sight. There's an actual thing about line of sight right there. Anyways, can't see. We should slow it down. That person is there. It doesn't matter if we have the right of way. Let's just go ahead and run into them. No, let's just do a little bit of a zipper merge. Okay, this is where now we're getting into dumb stuff. Okay, person gets out of the car. Not a big deal. Intersection, orange stage. It seems like this guy rides an orange stage or should ride an orange stage at all times. Okay, we have to yield. Made a different decision. They can make changes. You're not in front of them. You're not side by side. They can make changes. You just didn't like that. Okay, this one I agree. Good job on, this is the same person. Same person. I agree on this one. They have a stop sign. And I don't know if we had one, but he recognized that they weren't stopping. Okay. They were going to blow the stop sign. I don't know if we had one. I don't know if it's a 4-way stop, but I'm going to assume it wasn't. But if it was, then we blew a stop sign too. I would assume we had one too. Anyways, Red Wing, let's just move on. Moving on to this one. Hopefully we don't get rear-ended. We're in a decent spot. Whoa, okay. Whoa, what are you doing there, buddy? Let him in at this point. Let him in. Because they would have won if they didn't see you. Sunday morning strollers stepping into the apex. All right, we're going through here. Watch out for the sharp left turn coming up ahead. You can't see anything around the corner. We have, people walking in our lane. They're walking off the side, though. But this is what I'm talking about with a line of sight issue. You don't know what's around the corner. We should be doing slow look, press, and roll. Not speed around the corner, do outside, inside, outside, because then now we're like super far inside. So when it comes to planning our ride, remember that we're positioned for safety. So if we're going around the corner and we're doing this whole outside, inside, and then like shooting to the outside to, gain speed, that's more of a racing technique. We're just trying to get from point A to point B without crashing into other people. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. So when it comes to positioning for safety, so left, center, and right. On this situation, I'm here. I'd like being center. I like being in the center. I really do. A lot of people are like, well, what about the oil? Guys, oil is going to be like a drop here and drop around the corner. When you're at a stop sign, everyone's just sitting there, so that's why you see so much oil in the middle. You're still not going to have the same amount of oil over the cross of like 5 miles versus like in one spot at an intersection. So I like center. Simple. I like center. Keep it simple, you know. So if you see somebody like sticking out like right here, like they're walking, they're coming this way, you could just easily adjust to the right. Okay, so if you're over here on the left, because you're doing the outside, inside, outside, and you're like, oh crap, I gotta swerve. That's a much bigger swerve. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that. I want that space cushion to my left. So I'm gonna be in the center. If there's a hazard, like right here, or like a hazard right here, and there's a hazard right here, guess what I'm doing? I'm switching over. And if I'm on the right side now, and there's like a hazard here, a hazard here, a hazard here. So if I like in the center, I'm like, oh, I'm over here now. Oh, there's a hazard. I'm switching over here. Like I'm constantly just moving back and forth. And it's like, okay, now there's no hazards. I'm getting back in the center. I'm constantly adjusting stuff. But I like the center. It gives me a space cushion to the left and the right. This would have been almost a non-issue. And the goal is to prevent panic. So if you're coming around the corner and you're in the center, you're not going to panic as much. Beat Saber technique? Exactly. There you go. It's more like a tennis technique. But guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what we learn about in the MTC Rider Academy. Remember, we are raising money for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Click the link in the description. Donate. You get discount codes on the Smart Rider Drill booklet, digital and physical with the cones. Please, let's get the top 50 in the United States, or in the world, actually, for donations. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Check out all the links in the description, and write some comments. I'll see you guys around.